We are back, and I want to tell you, on your last test you had a lot of nomenclature. You had the rules. In the next test you'll have another page of nomenclature. So go back and practice those. If you need to go back and watch that video on nomenclature, remember the rules. If it starts with an H, it's an acid. Hydro something acid. If it ends in an OH, it's a base. Something hydroxide, sodium hydroxide. Remember O3 is 8. Remember if it's none of those rules, then it's ide. It's the same. So sodium chloride. Okay, and remember your prefixes. 1 is mono, 2 is di, 3 is tri, and 4 is tetra. So once again, you'll have a page of nomenclature on your next one. We want to make sure we master those. I do want to say this. Some of you are getting back papers, and I'm saying that you need to redo the papers. In order to get the college credit, it's kind of neat. It's a whole North Central accreditation thing. We make sure that you meet all the requirements for the class. So every once in a while I'll tell you need to redo this because I've got to put down, I've got to keep track of every student that's in the class and keep track of mastery. So whenever you get done with this class, I'm certifying that you mastered this. The class is only as good as the credibility of what you know when you're done. So once again, we have the nomenclature. Some of you have already gotten this back, saying you need to do it again and go until we master it. So we're going to make sure that we know this nomenclature really well, critical for chemistry. So once again, be ready for that on the next test. Now, also on the next test, we're going to be balancing some chemical equations. Now, remember that matter can't be created or destroyed. It only changes form. So what we have to do is, as chemists, we have to be accountable for all the matter. Now, we talked about the 3 parts of a chemical reaction, okay? We have the reactants, yields, the product. So we have to make sure, so for example, if we're baking a cake and I put 4 eggs and flour in there, then the cake has to have 4 eggs and flour. The only thing is, what happens is we have a yield, then we make a chemical reaction. It's a different chemical, but we got to be responsible. It's got to have the same number of each element in the reactants as it does in the product. So let's talk about how we're going to balance chemical equations. Rule number 1, you can never change the subscript. Okay. Rule number 1, you can never change the subscript. Chlorine, if I have 2 chlorine atoms and they're bonded together, I can't just be like, oh, well, let's bond some more together. Okay? That's an act of nature. That's God that can do that. God can change the subscripts. We can't change the subscripts. So as I look at these subscripts, I say to myself, okay, what can I change? I can change the whole number in front. I can change the number of moles. So let's practice these. I put a few practice problems up. Once again, the idea behind balancing equations is to go through it, to begin with this and try to get a balanced equation so we have the same number of elements on the left as we do on the right. So here we go. So sodium chloride, it's 1 molecule. I can't break it down. Okay, it's all 1 molecule. So how many sodiums do I have on the left? I have 1 here, and I have 1 on the right. That's good. That's cool. How many chlorines do I have here? I have 1 here, but I have 2 here. Okay, I have 2 here. So what I'm going to do is I say to myself, I need 2 more chlorines, but I can't change the subscript, and I can't put the number here. So I've got to change my whole molecule here. Let's put it in a different color so you can see what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to put a 2 here. Now, the rule that I have is every time I change a number, I underline it. Because I change it, I take it away. Okay, so now let's look at it. So now I have, how many sodiums here? Well, I have 2, because remember this number of moles means that's 2 molecules. That's the same thing as saying that there's this and this. There's two molecules of sodium chloride, okay? So how many sodiums do I have here? I have 2. How many do I have here? Oh, I have 1. Well, I can fix that because I can add to the number of moles. I can add more sodium. I've got all kinds of tanks of sodium. I can put in more sodium, but I can't make disodium, okay? All right, so I can change this. So now here we go. So I have 2 sodiums here. I have 2 sodiums here. I have 2 chlorines here. I have 2 chlorines here. Why 2? Because the subscript tells me 2. Oh, we're balanced. Life's good. Okay, let's go on and do another one. Okay, there are several that we can practice here. Okay, how many chlorines do I have here? I have 2. How many chlorines do I have here? Well, I have 1. Okay, see why I have 1? I have a sodium and a chlorine. So I'm going to put a 2 here, but I'm going to underline it because I might have to come back and I might have to change it. Okay, so let's keep going, okay? So now I have 2 chlorines here, and once I change a number, I've got to go back and start over and make sure I don't miss something. 2 chlorines here, 2 chlorines here, that's good, okay? Now, how many sodiums do I have here? I have 1. So even though it's sodium bromide, Okay, I have 1 sodium here. How many sodiums do I have here? Well, my new number, I have 2. So I can put a 2 here because I can do a new mole number. Once again, you can't do a subscript. Okay, so every time I do a number, I'll start over. Okay, so chlorines is 2, chlorines is 2. Okay, once again, it's because this is 2 NaCl. Sodiums is 2. All right, how many sodiums here? It's 2. I have how many bromines? I have 2 and 2 bromines here. Cool, so I'm balanced. All right. Well, now let's take a look at this one. Now, this is a typical example of a problem that we look at. We're kind of like, how do I balance that? Okay. So we look at this and we say, well, how many aluminums do I have here? I have 1. How many do I have here? I have 1. That looks pretty good. How many zincs do I have? Well, I have 1 here and I have 1 here. So that looks good too. How many chlorines do I have? Oh, well, I have 2 chlorines here, but I have 3 here. Oh. Now this is really typical, and we're going to talk later about different kinds of reactions. We're going to talk about single replacement, double replacement reactions. We will see this as a single replacement reaction. Anytime, you're going to see this a lot, anytime we see a 2 and a 3, the only really common number we're going to have, okay, the only common number we're going to have is to multiply it times that other number. So for example, okay, in order to get, I have 2 chlorines here and 3 here, the best I can do is 6 chlorines, so I'm going to put a 3 here, okay, and I'm going to put a 2 over here. Why? Because if I did 1, that's 2, if I did 2, that's 4, I'm going to keep coming off, okay. So I took this 3 and multiplied it here, and I took a 2 there. So once again, trial and error, you could try 1 there, you could try 2 there, and eventually you would get to 3. All right, so once again, I'm taking these 2 subscripts and a single replacement and moving those over. So now let's start all over, okay? So now, aluminums, I have 1 here. How many do I have here? I have 2. That's no problem, because I can add to the number of moles, okay? So now, here's 2 aluminums, 2 aluminums. Nice. Now, how many zincs do I have? I have 3 zincs, okay? Well, that's no problem here, because I can add, once again, to the mole number. I can make it 3 different molecules of zinc, okay? So here's 3 zincs, and here's 3 zincs. Now let's check it all again. How many aluminums do we have? 2 and 2. How many zincs do we have? 3 and 3. Now how many chlorines do I have? 3 times 2, I have 6 chlorines. See? 3 for the mole number, 3 of the whole molecule, and 2 in the subscript, so I have 6 chlorines. And how many chlorines do I have here? I have 6 also, okay? 2 in the mole number, or the number of molecules, and 3 in the subscript. So, once again, 3 good examples on balancing equations, okay? So, what I would recommend is I would recommend that you put in some different ones and try them, okay? Once again, if you're in a study group, challenge each other, make up some different equations and balance them. If you're in a dual credit class, pick out somebody and go. If you need more examples, let me know on Moodle, and I can send a study sheet on possible problems to balance. Once again, it's not memorizing chemistry, it's knowing chemistry. It's trying to get the same number of each element on both sides. So, once again, we're going to have balancing equations on our next test. I'll give you several such as this, and you will balance them back and forth. Remember, the absolute most forgotten thing that people miss is sometimes they try to change subscripts. You never can change subscripts, only the number of moles. Okay, now we're going to move into some application. Once again, chemistry is all about application.